make it feel terrific more. That's a good idea. How do you have to do? I love you, Squid. Yeah, it's nice. Should you store garlic in the fridge or answer? It's up to you. I found that garlic sprouts a lot more slowly in the fridge. I mean, I would assume that it's just because cold inhibits growth, but whenever I keep garlic outside of the fridge, actually, it'll sprout. Like the cloves will get the green sort of stem growing out of each clove, and that happens a lot faster if you don't refrigerate it. So I tend to refrigerate mine just for that reason. I don't think it hurts it in any way. If it's the truth. Um, oh, you know what's but thank you for my
Okay.
you were quoting Carson Brown. You're supposed to just make risotto with butter. Oh, it's not going to ruin the dish or anything, but that's what we're going to do for the legit stovetop one, which will get going as soon as this guy gets pressurized. What I'm going to do is get this guy pressurized. Once he's starting to come up to pressure, he's only going to cook for, I think it's 5 minutes. Yeah, high pressure, 5 minutes. That's all it takes. Boom, yeah, risotto. And then while he's going, I'm going to chop up our butter and squash so we can roast it. In fact, let me get the oven preheated right now. This kitchen has the craziest commercial um, oven in the world, and it's absolutely terrifying. It's consistently 100 degrees hotter than what it indicates, so I have to use a temperature probe to see what actual temperature I'm dealing with. It has been a challenge, to say the least. So, all right, I'm going to drop some garlic in here. We're not using garlic in the other risotto, of course, because it's going a bit more in the sweet direction. Butternut squash, garlic, not the best combination in the world, not the worst. Definitely works in some applications, but we're doing a sweet savory cream with that, so we're gonna save the garlic for this one. Just a little bit of garlic, almost like we're starting to make the sauce. Sweat the onions. Cook the garlic. Now that the onions are nice and translucent, let's measure out 1 cup of Oreo rice. A whole bunch of different varieties of rice that you can use to make risotto, but they are a very special kind of rice. You
I have a chicken in the oven.
short grains. That's
I want you to hear. It's gonna be so good.
You're gonna see this later on.
Anyway, today we're studying for the institutional food management exam tomorrow, which I think she said it's only 20 questions, so I'm not super worried about it.
Reset this. Focus a little bit. You guys know how much of a stickler I am. There we go. So I am setting these so I can see some nice translucent edges.
I already did the study guide in a previous stream from Friday, I think. Hi, buddy. Hi, sweet. I'm studying. Mm.
Buttery, rich whites. I'm sure nice stuff like that. All right, where's my?
I'm confused. But now this is saying that it's 50 questions long.
Go crazy for wine. It's like a $15 bottle of wine. It's something that's good enough where I want to drink it. Risotto.
I'm honestly just not fucking worried about it.
Sizzling. They all look like little ice cubes. Hopefully you'll be able to see that.
Like parts of this class are it's like, whoa. Parts of this class are parts of this class are interesting. But I don't know.
So it's almost dry.
What I'm coming to realize is that with this degree, the nutrition and dietetics degree, there is a lot in here, a lot of aspects of the job that they're trying to teach us. But the thing about being a dietitian is that there's a million ways to do it. So a lot of this has nothing to do with how I intend to be a dietitian. So,
So
and this is one example of it. There was one class that I dropped that has little to nothing to do, but with what I want to do, and that was legal and legislative aspects of healthcare. And I had a panic attack on the first day of class. Fuck this. Hopefully I could take it over the summer. It's like, this is not for me. This shit ain't shitting. I heard a girl say that behind me in chemistry class in my first semester in person.
See if like you can. This tastes like rice. Does this make sense? Now take a sip of the stuff. Ah. Okay. That's just for that, but like can't boss powder.
What are you up to? Yeah. What's up? Want to hold hands? You always want to hold hands. All right. Mommy needs to stop procrastinating. I was just looking at my email to see when I can register. And I get Monday, March 3rd. So I shouldn't have a problem getting into that summer class. It'll be all right.
How they like me?
My meeting with my advisor is tomorrow to get my pen.
Difficulties. It's happening. Oh, I see. These things are cool. They're built in with so many safeties. If I try to.
All right, stop fucking procrastinating. I have an hour and 20 minutes before I have to go to work. And this class is at 8:30 tomorrow, so this is the only time I have left to do it. I'm just going to do some reading out loud from my study guide. But first I gotta check this chicken. Check this chicken. This is following the Babish recipe, and he wants your thighs to reach 175. But I'm gonna go ahead and take it out now because they're at 165. The residual heat should keep everything going nicely. Jeez. That looks lovely. I did better with the skin this time. Maybe I'll show you. Watch out, bub. Oh no, I can't because I'm using the camera as a webcam, so I can't come over. Maybe I can bring it to you. Good job, bub. Stupidest thing I've ever done. I'm gonna spill grease all over everything. That's my chicken. I think the skin's gonna be really crispy. Can you hear it? Well, no one's watching, so the answer is no, but it's Christy. A month and a half ago, I was vegan. This is a trend for me where I change my diet all the time, all the time. But I sort of stuck with veganism for the longest I've stuck with anything really. It was late May last year that I switched, and it was mid-January when I stopped. So, and I think I'll have some more vegan phases as it strikes. I started binging all the time and I gained like 13 pounds. So I thought I had to stop. Okay. Fucking focus, dude. That was another 5 minutes gone. All right. You can probably hear some Babish in the background. I'll turn that down. My non-existent viewers. All right. Ready. Talk about some non-commercial food service kitchens. Non-commercial businesses are on-site food services that are operated by the facility, be it a healthcare facility, college, school, a business, or some other organization. Potential customers are consistent day after day. They could be employees or students. They need to incorporate more variety into the menus, and they may have promotions or theme days. It is a less hurried atmosphere with better hours. Managers usually it it doesn't adhere to like the typical restaurant hours because it is inside of a business, which might have more regular business hours. These can be hospitals, long-term care, universities, K through 12 schools, business and industry, correctional facilities, transportation, child and adult care, and the military, although the military is kind of considered a separate operation as far as food service goes. Some things that are included in this can include elderly nutrition programs who provide congregate meals provided at local community centers. Meals on Wheels is one of these. And basically, a non commercial food service is nonprofit, and the goal is to just break even. Inputs and outputs in a food service system. In an open system, such as an organization, the system receives various inputs and transforms them in different ways to generate outputs. These inputs are people, and this includes their time, skills, abilities, and ideas, materials, such as food and supplies, facilities, which can include space, equipment, and utilities, and other resources such as time, money, information, technology, etc. Transformation, the inputs are used to create the outputs, and outputs, which can be tangible, such as actual meals, and intangible, like customer satisfaction, and profit and loss is another output. Subsystems of food service system models. There is operations and management. Under operations, procurement, including purchasing, receiving, storing, and inventory, production, preparing and cooking the food, distribution and service, moving the food where it needs to be served, and safety, sanitation, and maintenance. Then you have the management subsystem, under which falls planning, setting objectives, strategies, plans. What did I want org to mean? Oh, planning goes from the organization level to the employee level. organizing, structuring work to accomplish organization goals, managing human resources, leading, influencing others, creating organizational culture to achieve goals, and controlling, monitoring/comparing performance against plans and standards. The temperature danger zone for bacteria is between 41 and 135 degrees Fahrenheit. The big six pathogens are Salmonella typhi, Shigella, non-typhoidal Salmonella, Shiga toxin-producing E. coli, also known as STEC, hepatitis A, and neurovirus. Talking about hand washing. The book says 20 seconds, but on the quiz it said 15 seconds. Oh, I don't know. I'll check it. Scrub hands at least 20 seconds. Rinse hands well under running water. Dry hands and wrists with a towel or air dryer. Types of menus. You have static menus where it is the same every day, also known as restaurant style. Cycle menus that change daily over a certain length of time. For instance, at a university dining hall, which may run over, they might have a monthly cycle or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Single use and event menus. Catering falls under this. A la carte. Each item has its own price. Table d'hôte, where a complete meal is sold for a stated price. For instance, a 3-course for $25 type menu. Selected menu has at least 2 choices in each menu category. Semi-selective has at least 2 choices in some categories, but only 1 in others. For instance, a vegetable of the day or the dessert. And non-selective, where the guest has no choice. Oh, I put this under the wrong.
Original.
He's texting me. Here's one that I forgot to do, which is the cost.
Totally necessary. That's I'll see why it's necessary.
Right, so we've got food cost percentage pricing method. Which is the food cost divided by desired food cost percentage equals selling price.
This just ran out of time. So,
for instance, it costs $1 to make that sandwich, but you want your food cost to be 30%. What is it? 66%. I don't fucking know. I don't like this stuff. So you need to sell that sandwich for $3. Or food cost times factor equals selling price.
just cameras right now on track. What's next?
And you have the prime cost pricing method, which is food cost plus labor cost divided by the desired prime cost percentage equals your selling price. For instance, $1 is your food cost, $1.25 is your labor cost. You want your prime cost to be prime cost percentage to be 60%, so you divide it by 0.6. It gives you a selling price of $375. And you've got the contribution margin pricing method. Just food cost plus contribution margin equals the selling price. So if you've got food cost of $315 plus your contribution margin of $575, your selling price is $890.
See what gets. See lots of positive. Pain is definitely worse. Alright, here we go. Last station. One. Two. Two. This is here. Later. Okay. So what are we doing? Well, it looks soupy to start.
Good. No. Oh boy, we got drama. We've got drama.
Taste here. Well, first thing I did last till this we need to grate a so
People are so funny.
display. Let's just get a whole bunch of this going. Oh, that was cool.
All right.
Ton of this in here because later on it's going to happen.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty hungover, so it's hard to focus on anything. I went to a funeral yesterday, and then I had like a little lunch thing at my boyfriend's parents because there's three of our birthdays in the same week at the end of this month. And then I came home and I got good and drunk, and I made a pizza. And I watched this show called Apple Cider Vinegar on Netflix about how scammy people in the wellness space are. And it kind of makes me laugh because, well, not, I mean, it's not, I don't think dietitians are included in that, but there's still so much misunderstanding about what a dietitian even is. Like, it's a scientific field. And it just reminded me of some of the ideas that I had getting into this degree of what I would be doing with it and how wellness industry tinted my ideas used to be. And I'm just so grateful that I am doing it this way because it is so scientific. I mean, it's food and it's digestion, it's physiology. Like there's nothing else that dietetics and nutrition careers can be other than scientific because it's metabolism. Like there is no other way to approach it other than scientific because it's just pure physiology. And I don't know why I had no idea I was going to be so science heavy when I entered the degree. When I had to, the first year I had to make up all the prerequisites. So it was chemistry, organic chemistry, which I just took the survey class, anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, microbiology. I was like, why do I have to take so much fucking science? And then it clicked that it's all about how organic matter is metabolized by uh, another being made of organic matter. Like it's actual chemistry. Who knew? Like I thought it was, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that. But anyway, it just makes me love it more because now I get to call myself a woman in STEM. And I think that is cool. All right. Anyway, what were we doing? We're going to go over food, beverage, and labor costs one more time. There are 3 methods that she focused on, which were food cost percentage pricing method, the prime cost pricing method, and the contribution margin pricing method. The last one is your food cost plus your contribution margin. You get your selling price. The second one is food cost plus your labor cost divided by the desired prime cost percentage equals your selling price. And the first one is your food cost divided by the desired food cost percentage, or food cost times the factor, which is just kind of a converted number from the food cost percentage. Types of equipment. You've got a range, which is the most popular. You've got open or flat burners, and it can include griddles, broilers, whatever. A range oven. They're also popular, but generally pretty small. Convection ovens, which use radiant heat and forced air, moving air speeds cooking, but it can dry out food. Deck ovens, commonly used in bakeries and pizzerias due to their lack of height. The inside of the oven is not very tall, and the food goes directly on the oven floor. Conveyor ovens are self-explanatory. Microwave ovens, self-explanatory. Combi ovens use a combination of a convection oven with a steamer, which use convected air and pressureless heat, or a combination of both to cook food. This is the more preferred method for meat because it retains moisture and prevents shrinkage. Rapid cooking ovens, which include microwave ovens and convection ovens. And then there's some specialty types like cook and hold, cold and hold, and rotisserie. Steam jacketed kettles are used for soups and sauces and gravies in large quantities. Steamers. Steam circulates. I just wrote steam circulates fat nutrient retention. Okay. Tilt skillet or braising is very versatile. It's basically looks like a large flat griddle with sides, and you can use this as a steamer, boiler, fryer, whatever you want. Flat griddles and clamshell griddles. Benefit of a clamshell griddle is that you have heat applied to both sides of the food. Charbroiler has an open grate with flames, which is a great way to flavor food, but they are not typically the most efficient. They usually use gas. Broiler, heat comes from above. Examples include cheese melters and salamanders. Panini press, fryers, slicers, buffalo choppers, food processors, mixers, and blenders. Self-explanatory. I've been alive for 33 years. Foodborne illness versus outbreak. Foodborne illness is a disease transmitted to people through food. An outbreak is called as such when two or more people have the same symptoms after eating the same food. An investigation would be conducted by the state and local regulatory authorities, and it is confirmed by lab analysis. 3 potential hazards in food are physical, biological, and chemical. Fat Tom describes the conditions necessary for bacteria to grow to dangerous levels. Somebody's calling me. Hello, love. I'm all right. How are you? You're so sweet. Yeah, I got out of there and came right home and went to sleep and was like, I'm perfectly happy to never speak to anyone ever again. Uh, the service itself was very odd to me because it was so Catholic. She wasn't. She was raised Catholic, but she was not like that's not how she lived her life. And he kept being like, "Oh, I like Amber walked with Christ, blah 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 blah." And I was just sitting there like, "Who are you talking about?" I don't know. It was weird. Yeah, I think that was it. And I was sitting there just like getting angry that like that service was clearly not no it felt like no one thought of her, when they made that decision. And it was so Catholic 'cause he was like it was the please stand, please be seated, please stand, repeat after me. I just like my hands almost started shaking and Nate was like, "What is wrong with you?" I was like, "I maybe I have a demon in me and I didn't agree to come to church today. I thought I was coming to my friend's funeral, because I was just repulsed." No, I really don't. Yeah, we got to the car. I was like, "Nate, when I die, if y'all do that shit to me and make people sit through shit like that, knowing who my friends are and what y'all are like, I will haunt you so hard." I was like, "Do not ever let my mother near my funeral service because that's exactly the kind of thing she would do." Boyfriend, but like really long term. I don't think he had I th I think it was a lot of it for her mother's benefit to do it that way, which I understand, but it just made me really grateful that we had that gathering on Tuesday where, we had our own little ceremony. That felt more like the goodbye that I wanted rather than yeah, or maybe I'm just not a formal funeral service type of person. Like it didn't vibe with me. It didn't feel like I was saying goodbye to my friend. It felt like I was like it was like I said, like I was more for her mom. It's all right. Right. Just a bit. Yeah, but what I did like was how diverse the group was. Like there were so many people, Megan, like at least 40, 50 people, which was lovely. Yeah. About 10, I think. Yeah, I think that's fine. But yeah, I'm honestly just so ready to not be in survival mode right now. I just want to do, I am. I'm bartending with Erica. I'm very excited. No, we've never worked together behind the bar, except for when she was barbacking. I will too. And hopefully Ashley leaves right when I get there. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks so, but I've been keeping my mouth shut because I don't know. Mm. Mm, that'd be lovely. Maybe she'll quit. Mm. Oh my God, I was thinking the same exact thing. That's what I'm saying. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't feel safe like around her. I don't feel comfortable. On Thursday, I went in. It was my day to serve. It was Erica's day on the bar because we rotate, but she did not fix the schedule to reflect that. So Erica wasn't there. And Nikki comes in and was like, uh-oh, well, I guess we better go see what they're going to do. So I went back to the office. I was like, hey, Joseph, this is what's going on. We want to figure out what we're going to do. And I'm standing in the doorway of the office, and Ashley turns around in the desk chair, looks me right in the eye, and says, Joseph, will you close that door, please? And I was like, okay, but like maybe you didn't hear me. What are we going to do about the bar tonight? And she just repeats herself, Joseph, please close that door now. I was like, wow. And I walked away just going, fucking wow. Fuck you. And I went and grabbed my bag and I was all set to just tell Nikki what happened and walk out the door. But then I saw that I had been sat. So that's the only thing that prevented my very first ever walkout. She is. And it was completely unnecessary. Extremely. I'm glad she feels the same way, although none of us have done anything to her. We're all fucking scared of how she's going to lash out if we do anything. Exactly. We're not idiots. And this is the second time I've been in a tiff with her, and I'm just not willing to mix that. I'm just not mixing it anymore. I'm actually going to see Renee tomorrow. She's the manager at Circle H. I know, but she's working there now and she seems okay. I think she just wants to dive into work. She didn't quit, but she is no longer working there, if that makes sense. Kind of so yeah, she's managing the steakhouse. And she told me, "Hey, we're doing like a food tasting and straw test for the menu when we reopen after Valentine's Day. You should come by." So after class, I'm going to go. and just have a backup job, maybe work there 1 or 2 days a week and keep working at Brio 3 days a week. So exactly. Yeah, I always feel more comfortable having two jobs, especially with Brio being Brio. I've applied twice in the last month and heard nothing. So I don't know if they're just like not hiring us, or maybe it's me. Oh, not the giraffe. Hmm. Not that desperate. Exactly. Mm-mm. Yeah, I think we're all just playing it by ear right now. No, not when so many of our managers are just playing by their own rules. Well, that's the thing though, is she's already walked out like 8 times. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It's just another tantrum. So I can't even get excited about it anymore because she's still going to show up the next day. It is. Yes, thank you for checking on me. I really appreciate you. We're, yeah, we're gonna have a good day. Indeed. Bye, honey. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not gonna tell you where I work, but if you know, you know, my non-existent followers. All right, so I'm taking a little break right now to deal with this chicken that I made. Oh my God, that is so fucking good. Mm. Oh my Lord. So right now, gonna make a little gremolata, which is stupid, I guess, if you can't see what I'm doing. This is me chopping parsley. I'll figure out another system for this another time. I had never had a gremolata before, but last time I made this, it was delicious. I'll just put my parsley in a little bowl. Take some, hello, garlic. Yes. Garlic. I wonder what gremolata means. I don't know why I haven't just ended the live stream. Because no one's watching anyway. And I just read the title of a video that I didn't watch that just said, right, like no one's ever going to read it. So I think that's how I'm approaching content. Squeeze of half a lemon. And it says to do like olive oil, but I have all this juice from the chicken, so I'm just gonna add like a tablespoon to that instead. That's really good. Going to do a bit of salt. Pepper. And just spread it over the chicken. I'm really happy with how this one turned out because the last one I had never handled a full, like a whole chicken before, but it is extremely inexpensive. When you buy it this way, it's about $2, $2 to $3 a pound. And I know the bones and everything are in it, but when you buy it already processed, and by processed, I just mean butchered into the different cooking parts, like thighs or breast, you're simply not going to pay any less than $5. $5 a pound, especially if you're buying local, free range, organic, pasture raised. I mean, free range doesn't mean anything, but pasture raised does, or grass fed and finished. I think that's just beef though. But anyway, yeah, you're not going to get it for anything less than the last time when I was comparing when I bought this one, it was like $6 a pound for the chicken breasts and the chicken breast tenderloins. Thighs are a little bit cheaper, but not really cheap enough to. Anyway, the point was I didn't know I didn't know which side was the front and which was the back. So I had accidentally kind of cut it fully in half instead of just like butterflying it by removing the spine. but this time I had it figured out. And this time when I did the salt, the overnight dry brine, I actually rinsed the excess salt off because last time I had to kind of throw a lot of the skin away because it was just, I had brushed some of the salt off, but it was way too salty to eat. But you live and you learn, and now I have this delicious ass chicken that is going to keep me in dinners for the whole week. And it took not too long. Saves me a bit of money because I'm on this thing now where all I want to eat is just whole foods, minimally processed. Anyway, enough about chicken. How ridiculous. All right. Anyway, Fat Tom, the conditions necessary for bacteria to grow to dangerous amounts. F is for food. These include the TCS foods that bacteria like the best. A is for acidity. Bacteria like to grow on food that have little to no acid, generally a pH of 7.5 to 4.6. The first T is for temperature. As I said before, the danger zone is 41 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. And they grow even more rapidly from 70 to 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Like that's the danger zone. Like 40 to 135 is the danger zone, but 70 to 125 is the, I guess I'll call it the efficiency zone. Second T stands for time. The longer time food is spent in the danger zone, the more likely to grow to unsafe levels. O is for oxygen because some bacteria are aerobic. And moisture. Bacteria prefer foods that are higher in moisture. The big 9 food allergens are milk, soy, eggs, wheat, fish, crustacean shellfish, peanuts, tree nuts, and sesame. The TCS foods are meat, poultry, seafood, milk and other dairy products, eggs, cut leafy greens, cut tomatoes, cut melon, raw seed sprouts, heat-treated plant foods that have been temperature abused, such as cooked rice, baked potatoes, and tofu, and garlic and oil that has not been treated with an acid such as vinegar. So that's the what am I saying? Study guide. Let's go on to let's just go over the quizzes. I already did quiz 1. This is 10 questions. Which of the following is a TCS food? Saltines, bananas, cut leafy greens, milk, or both milk and cut leafy greens? Both milk and cut leafy greens. Which of the following is a TCS food? Cut melon, bananas, canned peaches, or fresh broccoli? Cut melon. Which organization does not grow in food but is transferred through food to another human? That would be viruses. The temperature danger zone is from 41 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit or 5 and 57 degrees Celsius. Found on your skin and in your nose, this bacteria produces heat-stable toxins when allowed to grow to large numbers.
And it's a sort of like antiquated symbol of like.
Clostridium perfringens. It's actually Staphylococcus aureus.
So it's. Wasting time. And it's like the 90s of what bacon has become up in that today, which is just this ridiculous form of being relevant as much as that. People have thinking like taco shells out of bacon or bullshit. That's what bacon wrapped beef was. It's like so obvious thing over indulgence. There are full and interesting ways to bacon. So yeah, that's my spiel. I want to get back to
I have to start getting ready in half an hour.
strength. So this is a mess. My apron. Jake, you're gonna be right back. We're gonna be right back. Let's take care of this. Ask this my apron and be right back. Be right back, guys. In 2 minutes.
I'm just gonna have to look at these at work, I guess. Yeah, it is Staphylococcus aureus. That's so annoying. You take me to the page, but you don't take me to where the thing that I searched is. Approximately 20% of healthy adults have this bacteria on their skin and 30% have it in their nose. Blah, 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 blah. It is Staphylococcus. Okay. Which bacteria can cause problems mostly for pregnant women, people over 65, and people with weakened immune systems? Listeria. I didn't remember that one. To grow, bacteria need food, appropriate temperature range, time, and moisture. When washing your hands, you should scrub for at least 20 seconds. To work with food, a food handler with a hand wound should use a waterproof bandage and wear a single-use plastic glove. Which piece of jewelry is a food handler usually allowed to wear? A plain band ring.
Still there. But it was drafted for
A restaurant menu is also known as a static menu. Which type of menu adds a variety to daily meals? Static, cycle, semi-selective, or event? It is cycle. If the desired food cost percentage is 33%, what is the factor or multiplier? It is 3. If a menu item costs $4 for food and $4.50 for labor, what is the estimated selling price if the desired prime cost percentage is 65%? Where's my calculator? Okay. So what did I say we do? We do food cost plus labor cost divided by desired prime cost percentage, 1307, rounded to 1308. If a food item sells for $11.99, this is an example of odd cents pricing. If the food cost for spaghetti and meatballs is 175 and the desired food cost percentage is 25%, what should you charge for this dish? Let's do 1.75 divided by 0.25, $7. Food and beverage costs and labor costs together are referred to as prime costs. When you describe menu items, you should be accurate about the portion size, be honest about the point of origin if mentioned, write in a friendly style, all of the above, all of the above. To create a balanced professional menu, at least half of the menu should be white space. The following dinner meal is planned for a long-term care facility. Which food characteristic is most in need of improvement? Butternut squash soup, macaroni and cheese with sliced carrots, orange sherbet. Color, texture, flavor, and temperature. The answer is color. And last quiz. NSF certification means the price of equipment is easy to clean, durable, corrosion resistant, or all of the above. It's all of the above. Which metal is the most durable, cleanable, and does not react with food? Stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, or nickel. It is stainless steel. In buying equipment, most operators purchase from full service equipment dealers, independent manufacturers, representatives, dealers on the internet, all of the above. Heat produced by gas is measured in BTUs. You need to set the temperature of a convection oven at 25 to 50 degrees lower than for a conventional oven for most foods. Which type of oven combines a convection oven with a steamer? That is a combi oven. Sorry, I forgot I was wearing that. Which type of oven is best for roasting meat? The answer is combi ovens. Which piece of equipment is used to make soups, stews, sauces, and pasta? That is the steam jacketed kettle. When a cook needs to puree a lot of food, which type of blender would be best? Immersion blender. Which type of refrigeration is best for storing a lot of food? That is the walk-in. Yes, we're done. And fuck, oops, I forgot I was going to take a quiz for one of my other classes today. Cutting it a little bit close, but I think we can make it work. Where's my textbook? I know, baby. You want to go out? You want to go out? Yeah. I'll let you. Oops. This is another class that I'm community nutrition. It's what she describes as a hybrid class, which means that we have class time, but also service learning. And I don't know how, but she has made a very interesting topic that kind of is an aspect of dietetics that I would really like to get into, which is I'm coming, which is community nutrition, like programs. Go quietly, please, for once in your life. Programs and programs that address nutrition related disparities, concerns. Like there's jobs with WIC, SNAP, and I find all that all very interesting, and I think that there's a lot more that we should be doing. And I'm learning about a lot of really great programs locally that I had no idea existed. For instance, Cornbread and Roses, which is a counseling center for focusing on LGBTQ the LGBTQ plus community in my county and surrounding counties. And they also offer a food pantry. So my group is working with the person that runs the food pantry. And it's just really interesting, like learning who actually is served by this food pantry. It's not just LGBTQ community members, but a community that I had no idea was so um, prevalent and in need, which is the Hispanic population in the counties around here. So it's all really interesting and I love learning about it, but fuck, this textbook sucks the soul, I guess, out of what it's about, which is helping, understanding, um, and it just, what am I trying to say? It's like soul sucking and it just pulverizes and grinds it up and dries it to a powder that makes me want to have nothing to do with this class. And honestly, that's most of my classes. Like nutritional assessment is the other one. Um, it's nutritional assessment, institutional food service management, community nutrition, and advanced human nutrition too. And then I have an independent study with my advanced human nutrition professor and one other girl in my cohort. But, you know, institutional and nutrition assessment and the lab for nutrition assessment are all taught by the same person in the same classroom. So I'm just, as we get further into this semester, I'm like less and less excited. I think my favorite semester was actually last spring before I um, started the program when I was doing all my prerequisites and I had microbiology, um, a writing and rhetoric class. I had food and world cultures, which was really fun and easy, I guess. I had survey of Chem 2, which was like a very pared down version of organic chem. And then I have one more class. Come on, Bob. What else did I have? Oh, did I say microbiology? I don't know. But I had only two, it was so beautiful. I had only two class days and I had one lab day. So I was only on campus Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I was so chill. Like all my classes were back to back to back. So it was like 9:30 to 12:45 that I was there. It was just very wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. I was able to, I don't know, I just felt like my work life balance was better and I was actually excited about my classes and this just feels droll. And it's like it's different too because I'm also in a cohort this year and next year and you're in the same three rooms with the same, no, in this case it's two rooms because there's one room where we have actually three classes and lab and then one class where we have in a different room, but it's the same people, the same rooms, day in, day out. And I'm just not, it's just not vibing. But that might also be because I've had a lot of stuff going on this spring, like with my mental health and everything. And I don't know, but hi. Maybe it's like the purgatory like nature of being in the same place with the same people for hours and hours and hours every week. That is kind of, I don't know, it makes this feel very 9 to 5-y. Like it's not at all what I wanted my college experience to be, even though I'm turning 33 in a couple of days. And it's not as if I wanted to go back and do what I would have done if I was 20 being in college. But I thought I would have more opportunities to take some more interesting classes and kind of like expand things. Like I always thought it was going to be English for me, something liberal arts. Can they see you? Can they see you, Bob? They can't see you. Anyway, sorry. This is not what studying is. Go lay down, Bubby. All right, we need to take this fucking quiz. But anyway, the elimination of food insecurity and the reduction of poverty are within our nation's reach. Yeah. Why not? Psyche. Stop. He's not bothering you. Bubba, go on your couch. She just started growling. That is rude.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm trying to bring it slow. So if we have problems, we want to address them. I want to fix it. Even if we can't fix it tonight, we can't fix it in the future. But don't fret. There are issues tonight.
I have no recollection of this material. I don't think I missed it. Wasn't I there? I think I was there. Oh, I forget. Her slides are absurd.
Yes, reading stuff is hard. I don't know about that. It's actually pretty hard. I'm gonna kill him immediately. Considering our, all the advantages that we've had as people. There's so much shit all that. What's modern work? Exactly. Something embarrassing. I'll feel better. So I don't know it. So
Yeah, I do remember. I don't remember the answer to this question. We'll just search, I guess. Elimination.
Guys, I'm sorry about the mic.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't have time. When was the Older Americans Act nutrition program passed? Older Americans Act nutrition programs.
Oh my god.
Okay. She puts no information in her slides. Older Americans
I've watched, how many anime are purely about food? I've seen, just tell me another one.
Around.
I guess I won't be that surprised, but I will be surprised. Alright, hang on, I'm gonna make a nice little environment for a squash. Yeah.
Older Americans Act. Thank God we don't have actual exams in this class, and we didn't in the last class that this teacher taught. Older Americans Act. Give me the fucking date.
Here we go. Yes.
Jesus Christ. Older Americans Act Nutrition Program. Established 1972.
He's the big guys. He's getting his brothers. Gotta be me. No?
Of course, it's not listed. This is ridiculous. I hate this fucking class.
Squash.
That's what I have to do. This says 1974. Oh, it was signed into law in 1965. So I'm going to put 1965. When was the Emergency Food Assistance Program started? 1981. Which community food security strategy helps families save money by pooling their resources, such as money and labor, to buy food in bulk quantities at reduced cost? Co-op. I think it's co-op. Let's check. No, don't print it. Food buying cooperatives. Makes sense. A job that pays the minimum wage affects a family income by blank the federal poverty threshold. Rising above, dropping below. Or remaining at. I'm assuming she means for this to be C and not B and C to be C. I'm gonna hopefully guess that. Yeah, remaining at or dropping below. What action is recommended for improving the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program? Jesus Christ. Ability to meet the needs of low-income households. What action is recommended for improving the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program's ability to meet the needs of low-income households? Improve and expand outreach, increase administrative requirements to participate, decrease allotments to facilitate thrifty shopping and job seeking, provide nutrition education materials to households. Okay, it's going to be improve and expand outreach. States in which region of the United States generally have higher than average rates of food insecurity? So, the Nutrition Services Incentive Program provides incentives for efficient delivery of nutritious meals to older adults. I think it's false because I don't think that has anything to do with older adults. Oh.
Want to add some chocolate to the squash and so don't worry about getting all this week. The rest of this, we're just trying to get a good. So, as it was toward the end of the prosecution. So, just trying to get, I mean, I could have gone. All time in the world. Sure. But what is life? And, this is the single most happy I've ever been. Yeah, enjoy yourself. Ain't gonna happen again. I'm totally alive. But
Yeah, it does. What do households with children experience at a greater rate than households without children? Food insecurity and poverty, poverty and hunger, food security and poverty, food insecurity and hunger. I'll go with the first one. Food insecurity rates are higher than average in households with children that are headed by a single mom. Well, with any single parent, probably. Let's check it. I want to check this one too, actually, because I never know. Food insecurity and hunger. We'll change it. Submit. Oh, I did. Okay. A job that pays the minimum wage affects. You know what? I'm just going to take the 9. If I feel like it tomorrow, I'll take it again. But right now, I don't fucking care. Ugh, I have to get ready.
it's a lovely thing. How focused is focused. That's good enough. That's the shit stack in here. And just talk amongst yourselves. That's a disappear. There's a noise of an active Vitamix molecular working at the prime of its abilities. Which is broken. How people get that all plugged in. Massachusetts. Make sure that's off. One thing with Vitamix blenders, make sure that's not all the way on like that, because when I turn this on, it's going to. So here we go. We'll start with our power. There we go. That's what we're doing.
All right. So now I'm probably running a bit late. And we are going to say goodbye. So thank you for nothing, invisible viewer. Have a great day.